accused of stalking and harassing a UConn basketball player online is in court today. So let's get right over to Chief Investigative Reporter Sam Smink, who's on top of this story for us. Sam, what do we know so far?
Nicole, 40-year-old Robert Parmalee from Washington State is set to go before a judge today after sending numerous emails about UConn student and women's basketball player Paige Bueckers to university officials. UConn police say the university's communications team received abnormal emails from Parmalee dating back to June, professing his love and saying he wanted to marry Bueckers. The emails also claimed Parmalee was a member of the royal family and made references to Greek mythology, with Parmalee being Apollo and Bueckers being Athena. Police also found a poem written to Bueckers asking her to marry him on Parmalee's social media accounts. There were also Facebook postings referencing other former and incoming UConn players. UConn arrested Parmalee on an active warrant Friday. Parmalee was arrested in Windsor Locks on August 27th on an unrelated arson warrant from Oregon after he was found walking on Route 20 near Bradley International Airport. He told troopers he was going to see Paige Bueckers. UConn police served their warrant after learning Parmalee was about to be released because Oregon was set to dismiss their charges. We have a reporter in the courtroom and we'll bring you updated information as we get it. Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks.